So we've created the character in a squashed pose, and you can see that there are about 9 or 10 control points on the shape, and that's all that we want to have. The fewer the control points, the easier it is to manage. Now we want to create the stretched pose. So I'm going to go out to about frame 15 in the timeline and insert a keyframe. Now you notice that when you insert a keyframe before assigning a tweening style, there's no option for insert keyframe rotation, insert keyframe scale. We're going to be using shape tween, and this is a slightly simpler yet specialized tweening style. So we just simply insert the keyframe at frame 15, and we have a duplicate of our character. What we want to do on this frame is stretch out the character so that it looks like it's crawled forward. So we're going to take the points and the head and push them forward with the cursor keys, and take the points on the body and move them down like so. Take a bit of volume out of the body. Just tweak some of the angles there. And you just want to look and see if that's enough stretch. If you want to stretch it a little bit more, you can pull it forward a little bit more. Obviously, with squash and stretch, one of the things is that you want to retain volume, but also you can exaggerate a little bit. So, you know, if the character does get a little bit longer than what might physically be possible, it's still within the principles of animation. So on frame 1, character is all squashed up, and then on frame 15, it's stretched out. So we now want to have a look at that as a sequence. So right-clicking on the span, I can choose Create Shape Tween, because what I've drawn are 2 separate shapes. And the result is that almost perfect. There's a little bit of an issue in the underbelly here, but an almost perfect tween from one to another. Now, the more complex the shape, the harder the shape tween is going to work, and sometimes you might get some results that are very unexpected. So it's good to keep it as simple as possible, especially in this early stage. So I want the character to now return to the normal position. So I'm going to right-click and copy the frame, first keyframe, frame number 1, and right-click on frame 30 and paste frames. And again, just shape tween the second half so the character crawls back, so it stretches forward and then squashes back again. Now I want the character to squash up, so I want him to move its tail and not his head. So on frame 15, I'm just going to mark out with the rulers approximately where his head is. And on frame 30, I'm going to move the whole drawing forward with the cursor keys, like so. So on frame 1, the character is here. On frame 15, the character is stretched out. And then at frame 30, the character is bunched up again. And so it's sort of a crawling forward loop of animation.